Good evening and welcome to Build Your Best Life. I am excited to have you here. Hey, it's Thursday, it's almost Friday. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to join us here today. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. You know, our theme this month is reaching out to nurture. It is crucial, vital that parents, caretakers are out there nurturing our children. They need it to survive. They need to know someone is out there loving them and teaching them those basic things that uh, is important for their survival. There's just tools that they need to learn, and they have to have someone to teach them those tools. Today, I'm talking about express yourself. Express yourself. And when I say express yourself, I am basically saying, our children, they kind of mirror what we do. So we have to be transparent in how we communicate, what we teach them, but more importantly, what we show them. Because what we show them is what they are going to learn most from. So you got to express yourself. And again, nurturing your children is crucial. And there are many ways that you can do this. And so I'm going to talk about those ways today. So get your pads and pens ready. We're going to do this. Please, please, please make sure that you like and share. We want to make sure that these nuggets that I'm going to drop, that you will have them. But in case you don't, in case you get on late, someone gets on late, they can always go back and look at it here, either on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. The information will be out there. But I just want to make sure that it is something that you are able to capture. So again, today I'm talking about expressing yourself. So ways that you can express yourself in order to teach your children is number one, support their passions. Their passions. If you have a business or you are a physician, a lawyer, you own, let's say, a store at a strip mall, you probably aspire for your children to follow in your footsteps and do what you do. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, if that's something that they don't desire to do, they have no passion for it, that is actually not their purpose, then 9 times out of 10, they're not going to do well in that particular area. So you can pay the money for them to go to school. You can sit them up in their own store. You can groom them, get them in as interns or whatever. But if that is not their passion, they may go ahead and do it because that's what you want them to do, but miserable all the same. So is that what you want for your offspring? I know you want the best for them. So the best for them is, a lot of times what they want to do, if it's something that is reasonable. And most times it is. It's just not what we would have elected for them to do. The second one I want to talk about is teach them self-discipline. We love our kids. We can spoil our kids because I spoiled mine. I'm not going to say I did not. But we have to teach them self-discipline. It's okay when they're little ones to say, okay, get up. It's time to get up. You got to get up. You got to get some energy. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. You got to brush those teeth. Brush, brush, brush. Put on your shoes. Now it's time to put on your shoes. We have 5 minutes and you have to get in there and eat your breakfast. You have to have breakfast. So your mind will work and we can go to school and I'll be okay all day knowing that you had a good breakfast. But we got to get out of here. Didn't get your homework. Don't forget your lunch. Did you put your homework in your bag? Do you have a pencil? Do you have paper? And that's okay. But as they get older, we should ease up on those things because we should want them to learn self-discipline. I know if I'm out of paper, so I know mom, dad keeps paper on hand. I just need to go and grab some. They keep composition pads in there. They keep graph paper in there, pens, pencils, everything that I need in school. Normally they have. They even keep a stock of poster boards, whiteboards. So they're not. They shouldn't have to say, get this, get that, do this, do that. Projects. When they're small, yes, you can help them with those projects. But as they get older, they need to know when that project is due, how it is to be done, and start working on it in a timely fashion so that they will have it completed during a time frame. Now, you can go look over everything to make sure that they understand, they're on one accord, they understand what the teacher is expecting, because there's nothing like them trying to do their best, but it's a word or a sentence that they overlook that can make the difference in an A and a C. But again, we want them to begin to get self-discipline, get their own selves up. Most all of them, as they get older, have this. So set your own alarm. You know what time you need to get up to get to track practice, basketball practice, to get to that meeting before school. Set your own time. You know what meetings you have if you are in extracurricular activities. You know when you need to get there, what days, whatever. Don't rely on your parents. Parents, you have to teach your children to be self-disciplined. That's a part of nurturing them. When you nurture them, you want the best for them, but you have to teach them life skills, things that they will need in their lives, because you won't always be with them and you don't know when that day is. So you have to teach them. Next one, let them make choices for their lives. I gave the example before, it's what you want them to do. So if they're saying something else, a lot of times you don't even ask them. It's like, okay, I've got this money saved. I got this account set up. Their college money is there. I have this practice that I've had for 20 years. So I know my son, my daughter's going to go into this practice and I'm ready for it. Did you ever stop to ask them what they wanted to do? And you never wait until their junior year in high school or senior year in high school to say, hey, what are your aspirations? What is it that you want to do? Those are conversations you need to start having as early, or if not before, elementary school. But find out what they want, why they want those things, and then see if those things change. If it's something they've come up with and they're not changing, they're probably adamant about it. It could be their purpose. But we should want our children to be the very best, and many times they can be their very best when they're doing something that they love to do, what they aspire to do. Talk them through their mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. If you know somebody who doesn't make mistakes, then they are not human. Let me tell you. So you cannot just get onto them every time they make a mistake, and you're just bashing them, and they're like, oh my goodness, I wish they didn't even know I made a mistake. Yes, if it was a silly mistake and they did know better, you walk them through that. Just say they have money, they had money in their pocket at the time, but their friends dared them, or the friends were talking about the time that they went to the store and stole a candy bar, and they got away with it, and they decide they want to go in the store and steal a candy bar. Lo and behold, they get caught. Yes, they could have done worse, and no, I wouldn't want my child to steal anything. One of them did, but it wasn't that they didn't have the money. It was just something they did. So guess what? They had to go right back to that store, give it back, apologize, and pay for it. And then explain why you don't do that. Why did you do that? I don't know. Okay, first of all, you're not supposed to go to the store when you get out of school. You're supposed to come straight home. Why'd you go to the store? I don't know. So you don't know. Okay, let me tell you. First of all, you disobeyed. You weren't supposed to go to the store. You're supposed to go straight home. If you had come straight home, then you would not have been tempted to do something that you knew that was wrong and that was stealing something, right? You wouldn't have got caught, and now we wouldn't be having this conversation. So that is wrong. In the future, don't do that. If you want something and you don't have enough money for it, you need to come and ask. And I want you to go and I want you to think about it. Since I keep asking you why, and you keep saying you don't know. You're the only one that knows. I don't know. Your dad doesn't know. You have to know. But I want you to go think about it and come back and tell me, why did you do it? So yes, you're going to tell them what they did wrong, explain the direction that they should have gone in, but you're not going to bash them to the point that it's like, I can't talk to my parents, because you want them to be able to come and talk with you through any situation, any conversation. So work them through their mistakes. Teach them how to problem solve. If we do everything for them, then they go away to college, they get married, they go out on their own. They don't realize that you have to do this, that, the other. We have bills. We don't communicate to them what bills we have in the house and why we have those bills. So they think, oh, you pay to live in your house, and that includes everything. You need to explain to them, okay, you live in a house, but depending on where you live, you have to pay utilities regardless of where you live, but depending on where you live, what type of utilities that you have. Some people have 2 water bills, some people have water bill, some people have electric and water together. Some people may have their own well. You have garbage is normally in your taxes. If you have cable TV, you have to pay for that. That's a bill. If you have internet, you have to pay for that. That's a bill. Whatever you have, that's a bill. Well, you need to let them know that so they won't think, oh, I found this great place and I can go move in it because it's only $500 a month and I have $575 left, so I got money left to get food. Got money to get food, but what about your lights? What about your water? Well, if we don't teach them these things, they don't know. If they know that they are paying their bills and the lights go out, what do? Do they look like they get the deer in the headlight? Look, they got to kind of figure it out, right? But you have to teach them, something comes up in school. You studied, you did what you thought your teacher, your professor told you to do, but the grade was just, I don't know where that grade came from. Okay. Is there a polite way for me to ask the professor? Yes, there is. You have a right to ask. So you politely send them, but they should tell you at the beginning of the year. If it's a professor, their preferred method of communication. And so you have that. If not, if you're in high school, you should be able to go to a counselor, make an appointment or what have you, if they were talking to you by yourself about your parents. And then just explain, I looked over this paper and, it said to do it in a certain format. And I thought I did all my papers last year, and I got all this wrong. And I thought that I was following what I learned. Well, that's why we tell you to always make sure that you look at the whatever edition that there is on the book. That actually changed last year from last year. So now some of the ways that you format and you do your citing is totally different. So that's why you made your mistakes. So, since you have come to me, I'm going to have to take something off because the assignment is past due. But I want you to make sure that you have the correct edition of the book, the teacher that shows you how you format your paper. You redo your paper. I'm going to give you a week and get it back into me, and then we'll base it from there. But in the future, always when you get your books, sometimes, you want to rent or you want to get one that your brother or sister had. You have to make sure that it's the edition that we are calling for, because if nothing's changed and they just, added a new cover, we're not going to ask you to get the latest edition. Okay, so you've talked to them, you've explained to them how to talk to adults, superiors, to do it in a respectful manner, but always be able to speak up for yourself and do it intelligently, so they're able to problem solve themselves. That's all a part of nurturing. You can get this done. The next one, encourage them and praise them often. We are quick to get onto our kids. Well, you didn't take out the trash. I know the garbage man comes on Wednesdays and it's Monday, but the trash was running over. You want me to have to pick up the trash off the floor? Okay, use common sense. So we get onto them for that. But let's say you see that the garbage pickup day is Wednesday, it's Monday, and you see them going through the house, getting garbage and whatever, and you look and you're like, okay, what's going on? You got your days mixed up? Oh, no, man. The one trash can was full, so I just thought I would just go through the house and make sure none of the others were full. Oh, well, thank you so much. That was great. That was a great idea. That saves a lot, and we don't have to worry about trash, falling on the floor. Thank you so much. When they do something at school, yeah, they made an A on their paper, but how many people have an A brain, but they're doing C work? Oh, that was awesome. You did great. I'm so proud of you. You don't have to go all over the moon and back or whatever, but let them know I'm proud of you. That's great. It shows that you studied. But let them know that you're there. You know that they have testing for an entire week. Okay, I want to make sure, I know you like to run out and you might get something to eat or not, but next week, make sure you get up a little earlier, because I want to make sure that you have a hot breakfast every morning, because you will be testing and your brain functions better when it's been fed a nourishing food. So I'm going to do that next week. Make sure that you're hydrated, have water in your bag. Make sure you have your pens and pencils. I know you know to do all that, but I just want to make sure that you are equipped and ready to do your very best and have that smile on your face. And that shows them, hey, my mom cares, my dad cares, my granny cares. So do that. Spend valuable time with them. We always be getting married and we talk about, we got the date night and we're going to have family night. But do you ever individually spend time with each child? They are different. Remember, when God made us, he made us uniquely. We're all special. We have different skills, different ways we do things. Where this one might be able to problem solve. This one does critical thinking. This one's like, I don't get it. They smart as Einstein, but when it comes down to something that's on a low level, they're like, I don't get it. So they're different. So you don't need to do activities with them all the time together. Yes, it's important to have family activities, spouse activities, but you want to spend time with your children. Let them know if they're in a sports or some activity that you're going to go and support them. Be there. Tell your boss, if I have to come in earlier in the morning, I'll have to do that. My son has a game, my daughter has a game, and I'm going to be there to support them. And make sure that I get my work done, but I'm going to support my child. Take them shopping sometime. They normally go with their mom, but hey, let's ride. And that's sometimes you can have that critical conversation with them. But again, you're nurturing them, you are teaching them. And all of that is essential. Another important aspect of nurturing, and we talked about this, is the physical nurturing. So you have to provide for their needs. You have to make sure that they have clothing, they have food, they have shelter, and they have all the school items that they need. So you have to do that. So each year, it's just amazing when you go in the store and it's maybe a week before school or that week right before school starts, and you see people in the store and they have these lists and they're buying things, and sometimes you see the grandmas and they don't have a clue. But can you help me? Sure, what do you need? But take that time to ensure that they are going to be equipped and have what they need. Because if they have been using, I'll say, I'm going to go back. They have been using fat pencils, but now it's time for them to use number 2 pencils. You want to make sure you give them a number 2 pencil. A couple reasons. They go up there 2nd grade with a fat pencil, then the peers are going to laugh at them. They're not going to be able to write appropriately. They're not going to like it. So make sure that you get what they need. And then sometimes even, there are different types of number 2 pencils. Your child's school or class may have a specific brand, because believe me, they write differently. Because I have like one pen, one pencil, and this one writes really nice. It writes a little darker than this one, but this eraser, oh my goodness, is horrible. So that's why I have both of them right here so I can write with this one and erase with this one if I need to. But you want to make sure that whatever their needs are, if you can afford it, that you are getting it for them. If you cannot afford it, and if it's something for school, hey, that week and those 2 weeks before school, there are people all around every city, I believe, in the United States that are giving out the same type things. Book bags filled with different type supplies for different age groups. Hey, if you need it, make sure your child has it. Go get it. That's what it's there for. If you don't get it, then they just have overstock. So their needs are not just food and clothes. You want to make sure that they're equipped to do everything they need and can do their very best. And I know I always say this one, please, 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 please listen to them. That is a part of nurturing, because we are responsible for their emotional, the spiritual nurturing. But we have to listen, because if we don't listen, a lot of times we miss out on what is it that they really need, what's really going on. Because if we have conversations with them on a routine basis, when something is going wrong, you can hear it in their voice. You don't have to say a word. You can look them in their eyes. You ever had somebody ask you, how you doing? You say, oh, I'm fine. They say, no, you're not. And you're like, oh. Why do they know that you're not? Because they know you. They're used to seeing you. They can tell in your eyes there's something wrong or something's bothering you. Or they may say, you might be, really you might be just like, and then they say, hi, what's wrong? And immediately tears just pop in your eyes. So they know, they're used to you. So if you make it a habit of having those conversations where you are doing the listening and allowing them to talk, then they'll be more comfortable coming to you, because they know that you're not going to be there just to judge or whatever. If there's something that you need to share, you will share, but you're going to do it in a calm manner. And you're not going to be talking over them. You're going to listen. Okay, but that is crucial. And I know I've done topics just on listening, so I'm not going to beat it to death, but that is a good one. And not only with your children, that's something important that we can all use. We have conversations with our friends, our spouses, is having that conversation where When someone is talking, we're listening. Our mind is not busy about, okay, now when we finish talking, I'm going to tell her, okay, and then I'm going to Walmart and I'm going to shop. I got to go home and I'm going to cook. Oh, when she finished saying that, I'm going to tell her about the time when. Listen, focus on what they're saying. And I know as we get older, sometimes we tend to, if we don't get it out, we forget. If you forget, maybe it wasn't that important. So just make sure that when we're having those conversations, we take the time to listen to others. I have two more, and I'll be out of here. Teach them critical thinking. Critical thinking. You might say, okay, we are going on a picnic tomorrow. We're going to the beach. There's not going to be a lot of shelter, but we're going to have to take lunch because it's way out and we're not going to be able to come back when it's time to eat. So we're going to have to take our food with us. Okay, so then they get in their mind, they're going to make sandwich because they love tuna. So they're going to go in there and whip them up some tuna with all that mayo in it. They're going to make some deviled eggs with all that mayo in it. And you're going to say, did you fix your lunch? Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to take the cooler because I got this miniature one. We can roll it with us. But we should be good. But I just want to make sure that you got stuff you need. So in your lunch, everybody got their own lunch. Everybody is at an age where you can think for yourself, self-discipline. You got your lunch. So in your lunch, you got some tuna salad. You got some deviled eggs. You got some Twinkies with that cream in the middle. You got your drinks. And you're going to put those in with your parents. You don't get any water. You're just going to get some sweet drinks. Got your Sprite. The ginger ale. Then y'all off. Y'all get ready to eat. And you just been out there in the sun. You got there at 8. You've been swimming, having fun. It's about 1. You're ready to eat. I said, okay, let's eat. I see a table. You get over there. And your mom going, what is that smell? Oh, it must be my tuna. Oh, I know you didn't bring tuna out here. Ma'am, you told us to fix our lunch, what we like. You fix tuna. What's in the tuna? Tuna? What else is in the tuna? Celery? Bell pepper? What else is in the tuna? Salt and pepper? What else is in the tuna? Mayo? Where do we keep the mayo? In the refrigerator. Okay, so your salad with all that mayo in it has been out here in the sun for 5-6 hours. You sure you want to eat that? Oh, what else you got? Some deviled eggs. What's in your deviled eggs? And so you go through this routine. But if you teach your kids critical thinking, okay, so that means one thing, you don't rush and do everything. So, okay, we're going to wherever, lake, beach. We're not going to be close to anywhere. We have to take our lunch. We're leaving early. We're going to get there about 8. We're going to be there all day. So whatever it is that you like to eat, I got to have all the fixings in the refrigerator, in the pantry. Get what you like to eat. Okay, they shouldn't jump and say, okay, what do I like? All right. No, okay, we're going to the beach. It's going to be hot. I'm not going to have a refrigerator. Even though if I put it in something and put it in the cooler with the drinks, still going to be in the heat. Probably don't want to take something with mayo in it. Probably don't want anything that's going to melt and get mushy like Twinkies, because that cream will be everywhere. So critical thinking. They go on a job. They're looking for people that have critical thinking skills, problem solving skills. So you need to start them early in your nurturing. Those are things that you need to teach your children. So all of this is part of you nurturing them, and they get it from you most of the times. And my last one, encourage them to express their emotions. Depending on when a person was born, who your parents, grandparents, great parents are, most of them were taught men don't cry. Men don't show their emotions. When they get mad, they suck it in. When they're hurt, they suck it in. When somebody just breaks their heart, they just suck it in. Okay, so let's think about that. Men and women have all the same parts except for about a couple. So we basically work the same way. So you know how you feel if someone hurt your feelings. You know how you feel if somebody break your heart. You know how you feel if you lose a loved one and you cry. So why can't a male cry? Why? That doesn't make them soft. That doesn't make them feminine acting. Crying is an emotion. Happiness is an emotion. Joy is an emotion. They should be able to express their emotions. So if somebody taught you that males don't cry, you need to have a conversation with them if they're still around, or, you might have to talk to, someone that probably has an education on that. Not to say you need to go to therapy, but you can Google it yourself, look it up. What's the pros and cons of emotions? So emotions are feelings that you show, but they're short-lived. So it's just like if you laugh. Something is so funny, you laugh so hard that you just can't holler. It make your stomach hurt. But you're not going to do it for the next 3 hours, right? It's short-lived. So if something hurts, male, female, whatever gender, it's okay to cry, to look sad, have red eyes, whatever emotion comes up, let it come out, because if it doesn't, it stays in and it festers. So those are a lot. I'm going to run through them right quick. And if you didn't tune in at the beginning, please go back so you can pick all these up. But nurturing our children is crucial, and they pick up these things from us and their other village participants. But some of the things that they learn from us, or we should be teaching them, is to support their passions, teach them self-discipline, let them make choices for their lives, talk to them through their mistakes. Don't just beat on them. Teach them how to problem solve, encourage them and praise them, support their passion and their purpose, spend valuable time with them, provide for their needs, listen to them, teach them critical thinking, and encourage them to express their emotions. All of those are critical. So thank you so much for letting me express myself to you, so you can express yourself to them, so that they know they're free to express themselves. Tune in Saturday, the 20th at 9:30 a.m. for Saturday Morning Live. And my topic is going to be Show or Tell. Show or Tell. So please join me Saturday. And if you missed last week, I know you're tired of me talking about it, but if you missed any part of the seminar last week, the Mothers and Boys Seminar, Mothers and Sons Seminar, you need to go back and check it out. It was amazing. It was amazing. But thank you so much for tuning in today. Remember, as you go along your busy way, you may encounter a young man that has lost his way. Don't shake your head. Don't steady your pace. Reach out and give that young man a helping hand. He will appreciate it, and it will make him so much better for it. If we all reach out, we can help more people, right? Please check out my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. Check out my blog that comes out each Monday. My calendar of events. The next big event will be in June, our Men and Boys Conference. I think that's June 12th through the 15th. Also, check out the services that I offer, which is coaching, consultations, speaking, webinar speaking, and you can get an autographed copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. It's about your life, your credibility, and your actions and overcoming those obstacles to build your best life. It's graduation time, Father's Day. It makes a great, great gift. So please tune in my website, check it out. Thank you so much. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed, stay safe. I'll see you Saturday. Bye-bye.